All right,
It's
hold on.
swirling. It's there. Hey.
And aunts don't like to fall straight down the steps like a kid. They be trying to break the fall and hold it and stop the shit. And that just make the fall take a half hour. Then real loud, you're like,
Lord Jesus Christ, help me, Lord, please, Jesus, please. Jesus, God, help me, Lord, Jesus, help me. I'm falling down the steps, oh Lord, Jesus Christ, please. My shoe. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ, help me. I'm halfway down now. Help me, Lord Jesus.
Bro, you ain't right, Gina. You ain't right for telling me about Biden falling down. Yo, I don't know. There's a couple mashups. I don't know if that's the one I like the most. I think I dig this one. Check it out.
I'm a scat man.
I don't know. I might be going. All right. Last one.
Would you catch me if I fall for you? 'Cause I'm falling.
I can't. I'm done. I'm sorry. Let's get it started, man. My man.
Oh.
Just because you work from home don't mean you ain't gotta wash your ass. Good morning. It's Melanin Espresso.
Breaker 19. We've got peanut brittle is falling. Peanut butter follow. That is up there. Peanut butter follow.
Did you say peanut brittle? Brittle down.
Yes, peanut butter falling. Down. Please dispatch all Air Force One's units, and please knee brace is needed in fact, please. Breaker 19. Breaker 19.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I received that, and I think we're gonna have to head peanut brittle to the emergency room. Over and out.
Bring it down. Bring it down. In distress. President down. President in distress. Help this man. He's falling. Yo, listen, it's so funny, Gina, how much a week makes. You can go from Moneybag Joe 1 week to Peanut Brittle Joe.
Peanut Brittle.
He fell down. Like, he fell so slow. Like, so hard. And you know what's funny, Gina? Like, when you told me about it, I was like, oh, snap, it just happened. I'm going to go check on the news. Nobody's covered. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, yo, the dude almost broke his foot. Like, he needed a full body cast, and ain't nobody talking about it. Like, is it just me?
Peanut Brittle down. Peanut Brittle to Air Force One. Peanut Brittle is down. He is sore and needs Advil. Can we get some Motrin to the floor, please? Hey, when I seen that man fall. Now, my favorite part, though, Vince, is when my boy grabbed the other. So when he goes up a little bit, he gonna try to grab the other side, and then he was.
Oh yeah.
I felt like he was like, nope. Let me just hold on to this one side before.
It made like a tiny bit of news. You know what I'm saying? Like that was on there, but the whole walk was so smooth until he got to that one step, and that one step was like, no. Hey, who you think you
I cannot believe him.
What you think?
I can't believe him.
And he tried to catch himself, man, and that was what made it worse. Is that
man?
You know how you like fall, but you play it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everything's all good. Like that's not what that was. That was a terrible. If he was black, he would have got up, shot a jump shot.
Come on now. That's what I'm saying. Black people, we fall, we trip, and then we look back to see who did it to us. You know what I'm saying? Like when we trip, we be like, oh, I know the heck that wasn't. It was you. It was
Yeah,
you. It
right.
was you.
We have yes, please. Olympus has fallen. Has fallen. Yo, bro, I feel like this was definitely some media bias. Because there's no way in the world, if Donald Trump had failed, this would have been all over the news all day. It would have been just all day, every day, everything, front of newspapers. But nah, Biden and it. I can do this all day like Captain.
Biden. Down.
Peanut butter down.
Peanut butter down. Brittle president down. Peanut brittle. I mean, so we went from the nacho cheese president to the peanut brittle to the peanut brittle president.
Bro, how the hell did we go from 1 week? We are just bathing in all the dough. We calling up all our friends.
I got money.
And then the next week we sit here with my man sitting here going,
And as quick as we thanked him for the money, is the quicker we made fun of his ass. Excuse my French for falling. Okay, we was like, thank you. Look at like we are so wrong. As a culture, we got to do better, people. We can't talk about
listen, man. We had to do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? And I used that check to buy the software to mash up this content. So thank you, Biden, for creating your own demise. To that, I say, don't do that. We just gonna have a good time. Thank you kindly, Mr. Biden, for doing your little thing. At least we out there having a good time over here on the tarmac instead of everybody that's down there at spring break just spreading all kind of violence, spreading all kind of COVID, just having a good old time. I would expect nothing less of my state of Florida than to be out there amongst the muck, basically making a whole City Girls video this weekend as if ain't nothing happening. So you out there catching the whole trifecta, cold, chlamydia, and COVID. Enjoy yourself down there, y'all. I will not be there. I don't know, Gina. This might be generational. Maybe
actually, Vince, that looks like they had more security there than at the Capitol.
You might be right.
There's more security.
This is true.
Guns at spring break.
Yup.
Than it was when they stormed the Capitol. So for that, I say,
get
it in, young people. Twerk one time for me. Hey, one time for the birthday chick. Oh, 2 times for the birthday chick. Oh, 3 times for the birthday chick.
Hey, one time for the birthday chick. Yes.
I don't care.
For your boy.
Get your groove on, spring break, young generation. Get your groove on because, like I said, there's more security there watching y'all. Get your twerk. All they want to do is, yeah. They ain't trying to storm the Capitol and sit on desk and steal, you know what I'm saying, maps and Underground Railroads. All they was trying to do was get their boogie on for spring break. I mean, if I was 21, 22, 23, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be one time for the birthday chick. Oh, there is no way I'm about to be at home talking about something. It's COVID when ain't no mask. Now the mask mandate is off. Come on now. That's like giving a teenager some from Punani for the first time. You know they're gonna go out there and act a fool. Y'all need to cut it out. Look at all this security though.
Right.
Look at all this security though.
Yeah, they did come as if they were out there trying to take the Congress's right to vote somebody in office. It does look like there is extreme inequality. But Gina, did you say Underground Railroad?
I really feel like it's some maps in the Capitol that they, you know what I'm saying, that they keep in case black folks ever want to come back. If black folks ever want to do another plan, they got the plan for us. So, they keep that up at the Capitol. I'm just saying, Vince, it's the paperwork up in there.
It is. I'm positive it is. And there probably is a real live Underground Railroad. That's probably how everybody got here from wherever they came from. They certainly didn't take Air Force One. Oh, my bad.
Peanut brittle down. Peanut brittle.
You don't have to do it like that, man.
Peanut brittle was down.
Peanut butter. Was that peanut butter? Was that
Someone pick him up.
peanut butter?
Listen, y'all leave them little young kids alone. I'm gonna need everybody over the age of 26 to go ahead and stay home. Don't go to Miami this weekend. This ain't your weekend.
It's not your weekend.
28, 30, you creeping in there. You like a little creep that graduated years ago that's trying to come back and mess with the children.
If I see one dude down there in dress shoes and white tube socks,
come on.
Call in the National Guard on your ass.
If I see
you know it's a group of girls that's down there that's still playing juvie, back that ass up.
Good.
Still going into it like it just came out yesterday. You know there is a group of cougars in the club looking for NBA young boy.
And some white folks out there.
Yeah. They compete with you, young girl. They sitting there telling the young bucks like, I got some pork chops on the stove, and I stay right there. Nah, you ain't gotta worry about me. We get right to it. You know what I'm saying? No talk, no nothing. Let's go my business. Meanwhile, these other girls out here like, well, what you gonna do for me? What you gonna do for me? While baby girl like, look, lay on down. Is your shoulders okay?
All I know is let them cheering get their boogie on. Okay, let them get their boogie on. Okay, come on. How long y'all want us to stay in the house, Jesus? We can't stay in the house for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. These kids gonna be 30 by the time they let them enjoy. They already ain't had no school in a year. Okay, they didn't have no graduation. They didn't have no prom.
No prom.
Let them go out there and twerk some. What you need to do is get rid of some of that security and take that security over there to the Capitol. Take some of that security to the nail shops. Oh, we're going to get on that. But take some of that security. Take some of that security to secure salons and nail shops while y'all out here want to bring all the security to Miami for some cheering. These kids ain't about to start nothing. They just want to look at them.
You can't commit insurrection with your cell phone, man. And you can't have spring break on Zoom. So they keep trying to get out there doing their little thing. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be a lot more than COVID spread it.
Little chlamydia.
Some of y'all gonna have to get some ointment after this weekend, and I ain't talking about but that's a whole other subject, man. But it is what it is, Gina. You know what I'm saying? They out there. These kids gonna do what they gotta do. But again, at least they drove down there on the Underground Railroad and didn't get there.
Well, let me tell you something. While folks is over here spring breaking, speaking of spring break, which is the season to leave your relationships behind, because that means that summer is coming. And let me tell y'all, in other news, besides the twerking, I'm gonna show y'all who. First of all, not this. Now look at him. Look at
Lil Uzi Vision.
I don't know if he was out there, but the way he's sitting looked like he might have popped up on somebody. Looked like he might have was like, y'all let me through. But no, in real life though, hold on. In real life, y'all. It's really going down because spring, winter, spring, summer, fall. Okay, so it's summertime coming. And we all know what happens during summertime, y'all. Folks break up. Come on now. I want to be free.
Oh, no.
I want to be free. When I tell you I thought this couple was going to make it, let me tell you, I thought this couple was going to make it, y'all. But Jose Cuervo, is that his name, Jose Cuervo? I don't know if it's Jose Cuervo or Cuervo or Quavo. Quavo sounds about right. But y'all, they done broke up. Quavo and Sweetie done broke up. And y'all, look at the message where the message says, take care. Sweetie told that man,
oh my God,
to take care. But I'm going to show y'all right now how Sweetie's DMs are. Because I know guys, because it's summertime. So I know Vince, you bet not, because your wife is gorgeous. But you better not be one of these. You better not be one of these. You better not be one of these men going in the Sweetie's DMs. They are running to Sweetie's DMs. You understand? Look at this.
Said I'm so sick of love song, so sad and home. Why can't I turn on the radio?
Why can't I turn on the radio?
That calendar I had. It's March, July 15th.
No, it's real out here, Vince. It's real. You see my boy Allstate is giving Cuervo some advice on how to handle this because he has too been there as well. But we all know at the end of the day, y'all, it all prevails.
For those of you that think that gospel music has gone too far,
you know, just in case y'all thought that gospel music has went too far, another relationship is gone down the drain, y'all.
No, man. Come on, bro. Quavo, sweetie, come on, man.
Look at him. Look at him.
Like, I really thought that they was going to make it, bro. Like, I thought that they was the one. After what happened with Offset, after what happened with, what's my boy name that just broke up with the girl that he was talking about last week? I forget. But,
everybody breaking up. It's summertime coming. You know what it is.
It's time to new boo it up, man. And why not? You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's so much more fish in the sea. So why would you not go out there and test the sea? Especially when your fish are on a platter like the ones that Migos get. If you see them at the club, them cats turn up for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't 100% mad. What I am mad at, though, Gina, is how they out there trying to say that they actually mad at Sweetie.
Because they mad at Sweetie.
Yeah. I mean, how dare the audacity of Sweetie to catch him cheating? Like, how dare she? You know what I mean? Like, does she have any nerve, any type of sanctity, any integrity? Why would you not give that man the privacy to cheat in peace? Why do you have to be all in that man DM, all in that man business? You know that feeling when you say, hey, let me see your phone, and your husband like, why? You're like, oh, why? Oh, what's going on? Where's the trust, sweetie? Why you got to be asking me all these questions? You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Are you?
That was just relationships down. No, relationship was down. Relationship was down. Relationship was down. I'm just saying, it's rough out there, Vince. But I just want to say that women are winning, though. Women in this situation, she gonna prevail. She's gonna hold it down, and I really appreciate that for Sweetie. She's a beautiful girl. She graduated from USC. She's educated. Okay. So not only is she twerking, she can read. So I really can appreciate that about y'all. And if you already noticed, the DMs is stacked.
Bruh, that's the bar.
They running. They running to the DMs.
That's what's on our list of things we need in a partner. Can she twerk and can she read? Okay.
Those are very important, sir. Those are very important.
The standards are out the roof, Gina. And so hopefully your husband can do both because all right, sorry about that.
Peanut brittle down. Peanut brittle is down.
Yo, I'm so sad that they out there breaking up, and I'm so sad that the spring breakers are having a hard time with the police. I'm so sad that the police are so heavy in Miami, but are not heavy in Atlanta, where people getting killed just because of how they was born, where people are actually being castigated as the reason why there's a virus here. There's a whole issue. I don't know if you heard about this or not, Gina, but there's a whole issue with people getting killed right now in Atlanta and all over the United States, and dare I say globally, because they have Asian descent. I think this is complete BS, and I think they need to recognize that this is not an accident, because a lot of this spurs from the dispersions that are being cascaded on them as a result of them being of Asian descent, and now there's a virus that supposedly came from Asia as well. Let's just see.
8 people are dead in 3 different massage parlor shootings that happened near Atlanta, Georgia. Police are saying that a total of 4 people were killed at 2 parlors across the street from one another in Atlanta, and then 4 others were killed in another massage parlor in Cherokee County, which is just north of the city. The original call came in as a robbery in progress. 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long is believed to be the lone gunman who carried out all 3 shootings.
We had really good information about his vehicle, and of course cameras are everywhere now. So from what I understand, they were comparing the images of the suspect and his vehicle and tag information and all that.
Now this story cuts deep for many reasons. Number one, they brought this dude into custody, and this dude had the nerve to give them the excuse, Gina, that the reason why his pussy, I'm just gonna call it, the reason why his pussy went out there and did all that is because he had a sex addiction. And he was just trying to relinquish the folks who made him have issues with temptation. Now, meanwhile, this is in the whole Atlanta, Georgia. I done been to Atlanta plenty of times. And the one thing that I'm not looking at when I'm thinking temptation is the massage parlors and the nail shops. I'm thinking Magic City, Body Tap, this, that, and the third. Thank God he didn't go there because they would have met him at the door, which is why I believe he went to these parlors because there is no security there. So he is targeting the weak. And I don't mean weak in terms of their stability, their standards, all of that. The weak in terms of the security that is out there for you. And to make matters worse, real quick, Gina, to make matters worse, our boy right here, Mr. Policeman, who's going to sit here and tell us everything about what happened. Oh, excuse me, sir. I got to take this out my ear for a second. The guy who's sitting here supposed to tell us all about the news, right? Mr. Captain himself, Jay Baker, the captain of Cherokee County Police Department. This guy
Cherokee.
telling us about the problem. At the same time, his ass is out there making the problem even worse because he's online saying things about Asians that are negative. Actually, as a police officer, it was reported that after he did his press conference, that he actually had to call. He had to be go back and apologize because he had posted some stuff on his Facebook that said something about coronavirus was imported by China or something like that. I don't know if you saw this or not, but this is what he posted. Okay, basically, I love my shirt. It says COVID-19 imported from China. And here's the issue that I have with this, Gina. I truly believe that these folks don't even realize that the language that they are saying is resonating with certain people, which is making the people who are being targeted right now more likely to be targeted because they're making them out to be the enemy. This is a problem. And I think if we don't address this, Gina, it's going to keep happening. What you think?
First of all, let me just say this. We are not going to have any resolution in the police department until we stop hiring racist people. It has nothing to do with training. It has nothing to do with how many times you can shoot the gun, how you can tase the gun, how you can roll on the floor, how you can, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do that racist people want to be police officers. So what we need to do as a people, not only a black race, because we are getting slaughtered by people that's supposed to protect us, and not to lessen this situation at all, but we're frontliners on this situation. So we definitely have the Asian community's back because they had our back. And it just makes me upset that this gentleman right here making, I don't know, $70,000 a year. I don't know how much this man makes a year, but it's not enough for you to put your hatred in your job. If you're a bigot and you're racist, be racist at home with your wife. Y'all can watch Kung Fu movies and eat Chinese food and eat chicken wings and macaroni and cheese at home. But when you are at work and you are amongst other people that don't look like you, tighten up. Put that brittle down.
But Gina, is that possible though? Are you do you really think that it's possible to check your racism, leave it in the closet, and then go to work without it? I don't think it is.
Vince, we are all racist. And let's just keep it real. You're racist and I am racist to some extent. But the difference is I'm not racist enough to kill nobody.
All right.
Okay. I don't hate nobody enough to be like, let me kill them or start a terrorism or go blow up a nail shop or go blow up the booty shaking club or go blow up Trader Joe's. I am not that racist. There's different levels, Vince. There is. Now I can go to work and make fun of, the old Hispanic lady driving, but that don't mean I'm about to go out here and call all Hispanic people, outside of their name. So I do believe there's levels to the racism, but someone who definitely believes that this is their country, that this is their land, and we have no rights here. Those are the ones that's dangerous, Vince, because we have all said racist things. I mean, honestly, we've all said racist things before.
Well, I mean, I think that there's a difference between racism and prejudice. I also think that there's a difference between spotlighting differences between cultures and being racist. Racism, if you ask a Hotep, is actually a dominant culture utilizing their power to marginalize people. And in the United States, we don't have that. We don't have we're not the dominant culture. None of us in the minority community are. And that includes some of our next folks that I'd like to introduce everybody to. I have a good friend of mine who's going to join us just in a second. Some of you all may recognize her from some of your favorite TV shows. She actually did some stuff with the one and only Carrie on Homeland. She did some MTV, some acting. She's done a lot. She actually is a stand-up comedian as well, and a good friend of mine. I don't know if you all don't know her, but if you don't, you're gonna learn today. I want y'all to meet my good home girl, my sister from another mister. What's up, Miss Tracy Woo? How you doing over there, Miss?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Nah, of course. How you doing today? Everything good with you? Everything good?
Everything's great. Early. Y'all should do the show at like 3.
Trust me, we would, but that time slot has been taken, man. So
morning show at 3.
But we also not only do we have the luxury of having Tracy here as well, but we also have a good friend of mine who is done a little bit of stuff in Hollywood as well. I want y'all to meet my good friend Esther Koo, who's done a few things that you may have seen, maybe not. She was on the Who's Got Jokes. She's done Wildin' Out. She's done a few shows. So many things. I don't even have enough time to sit here and list every single thing, but she is here to hang out with us for a little bit and discuss her experience in this whole Hollywood industry. I just want y'all to say what's up to my home girl, Esther Koo. What's up, Esther?
What's up, guys?
Yes. Good.
Yes. We got Esther on the security.
Okay. We all black.
Down.
We in all black.
Juliet Bravo down.
Damn it, now I feel left out. Where are my glasses?
Yeah, man.
Glasses.
I put it in the email, man. You gotta start reading it. You can't just look at the subject line. You know what I'm saying? Ladies.
Esther bugged our house though, Tracy. It's not your fault. Esther bugged our house. She knew what we was wearing. She knew the whole thing. So don't feel bad.
Yeah. Esther happens to be one of the Americans from that show that we were talking about before this. Well, ladies, we do appreciate y'all being here. I don't know if y'all were watching or not, but we have been kind of talking about a couple things. Joe Biden, spring break, Quavo breaking up with his girl. One of the things we also discussed was the fact that right now we feel like there is some unnecessary hatred in the world. I was going to say the United States, but I think it's in the world because we can just say it. I think that in the last 4 years, specifically the last year, with COVID on the rise and with certain people calling this virus China virus and with ignorant folks not knowing the difference between China and Korea and Vietnam and basically just coming out and saying it. Tracy, I want to ask you, do you feel safe? Like, did you see what was happening last week, and did this impact you in a certain, or are we making too much of it? Is this something that you feel like, yo, look,
Who is that, Tracy? I see it.
In her house right now with my entire drawer of sunglasses.
What is?
That's a good partner right there. What's up?
That is a great partner. That is a great partner.
He's obviously watching and brought my entire drawer of sunglasses.
That is so awesome. I like the way he crawled it under the floor, though. I like the way he just was pushing it just a little, like. Psst, psst.
Yeah, he crept it in through the real quick. Did you? So, do you have your shave now? Are we okay? All right. Now we all team Men in Black. All righty, cool. Look into this mic. Pew. Everybody forget everything. But anyway, yeah, Tracy. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I know this didn't happen to you specifically, and I know that stories arise all the time. And I don't expect for me to get a call every time a black man gets shot by the police and for me to comment on it. But at the same time, this has been bubbling. I mean, how do you feel about what's going on nowadays?
It's actually very interesting. I've had a lot of conversations about it since it happened because it affected me more than I've expected it to affect me. And but it's, of course, I'm not scared, but I'm weary. And I have a lot of friends who are Asian who live in New York City who have experienced firsthand the racism. I feel a lot of guilt, honestly. I feel guilt that it's not happening to me. I also feel slightly guilty because I do talk about Asian stereotypes in my stand-up.
Right.
And I'm like, is it partly my fault because I make fun of my own race? Or, so it's very confusing. I'm very confused.
That is a good point. I mean, I never thought about that. Esther, I know you, Esther, specifically, when you do stand-up, sometimes we as Black people, you know, we're all stand-up comics here, all right? And we make fun of ourselves all the time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real, you know what I'm saying? But I make fun of all cultures equally. I'm an equal opportunity hater. But Esther, I know you as well. Like, you guys sometimes will placate towards the stereotypes that are in the community. Do you think that, I mean, that has an impact, or people make you're giving people permission to maybe, you know, feel a certain way, or how do you feel about that?
Listen, I've been making fun of my own race for 18 years. It's not our fault. You know what I mean? We've had Trump in office for 4 years calling this the China virus and the Kung flu. And, you know, this guy fits the profile. He looks like a racist insurrectionist who didn't get a Greyhound ticket to the DC, you know? So, and then for them to say that this wasn't racially motivated, though, I think that's such a slap in the face, because obviously if 6 out of 8 were Asian, then that's a majority. We're good at math, okay? So don't tell us that it has nothing to do with race. When more than 50% were targeted, like the people who got shot, you know, it's just really insulting. And you know, I don't feel unsafe because I quit my job at the spa, at Orchid Day Spa. So I am protecting myself in some ways. But no, I mean, the thing is, for the majority of us, I haven't been attacked. You know, you do hear about these stories where people are getting attacked, and it sucks. It's horrible. But for the most part, like, okay, what happened to me? I flew on March 15th of last year. Okay. And I was wearing my mask, but at that time, not everybody was wearing a mask. Right. So I had an N95 mask on, and this white guy started filming me on his camera at the Seattle airport. And I almost went over there and kicked his ass, because I'm sure he was live on Facebook or some shit making fun, saying, oh, here, she brought the virus here, right, or whatever, you know? So that's the kind of racism that I've dealt with personally. Luckily, we, you know, Tracy and I haven't been victims of like the more violent racism. Not that that can't happen, but, you know, it's messed up, and it should be called a hate crime, because it obviously was. Right.
100%. Yeah. You don't just go up and shoot 6 Asians and then say, oh, my bad, I just was really tempted to kill them because it might have made me horny. You know, there's so many stories. I mean, I think, first of all, we have to give this dude his credit, because I think he definitely made it easier to hate people that don't look like him.
Calling this the Chinese virus. There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Your own aide, Secretary Azar, says he does not use this term. He says ethnicity does not cause the virus. Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's racist.
It's not racist at all. No, not at all. It comes from...
Now, that's one thing that really bothers me, is that folks that don't experience racism are defining for us what racism is. And we're sitting here seeing the fruit of it when men minding their own business are getting knocked out on the street brutally for no reason whatsoever, other than the fact that somebody has made them feel like they are superior towards these folks. Tracy, I don't know if this resonates for you, but do you think that the language that some people are using is contributing to some of this violence that we're seeing?
Oh, 100%. I had a conversation about this. I don't believe Trump creates racist people. I think racist people existed, but he gave them like the okay to speak out. And it's terrible. I was driving in Winter Park the other day. For anyone who doesn't know, Winter Park, very, you know, high-end part of Orlando. And I was driving, and there was a sign that was like a Trump supporter sign, which, whatever, if you want to vote for him, that's great, good for you. But it said, you know, F you, China virus, go back to your country.
Wow.
What the?
In Winter Park, in a probably $500,000 house in Winter Park, outside. I was like, what is happening right now?
The China virus? How the China virus gonna go? Gonna go back to the country?
And I just feeling so angry, and I'm like, this is why ignorance exists, because people are let's teach these people, let's educate them. That's fine, but when people like this are just constantly saying things like that, then no one's going to be educated.
Right.
Sorry,
Nah. The coffee's kicking in. Clearly.
No, but there's no education to it. How can you educate someone? It's we've been educating people for years. We've been educating people how not to say the N-word, how not to hate someone because of the color of their skin. Education in this aspect has nothing to do with it, if you ask me. To me, it's where are people's hearts? Where's your compassion? Like, where's your humanity? That is what bothers me. We can teach all day long, but what are you feeling? You have to know that it's wrong to push an older gentleman down. I don't care what color he is. That's like, why would you do that? You learned that as a child. Why would you do that? It makes no sense to me. And you guys, as Asian comedians, you guys can say what you want to say. You're saying it about yourselves, your cousins, your mama. You can say what you want to say. That doesn't give me or anyone else the right to say the same things to you. It doesn't. And look at this man. It just pisses me off, because it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, well, go ahead, Esther.
I want to say, we should keep domestic violence at home. Don't bring it to the streets.
Exactly.
Come on. Slap her in the house. You are so right. Esther said, slap her at home. Don't slap her at Target. You slap her at home.
Keep it in your family.
I love that.
Don't attack my grandpa.
We're talking to you, Diet.
Oh my God!
This dude looks like a split Billy. First of all, like he looks like a Billy Goat Gruff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where they're finding these new races, but they definitely aren't finding them.
That's why he don't get no booty. Because look at his face. That's why.
Yeah, man, I would be mad too if I looked like Master Splinter. That's a whole other problem. But I mean, there's literally been an uptick. Like over the last year, we've seen that there has been an uptick in violence and straight outright disrespect in the Asian community. What's up, Esther?
Well, now there's going to be an uptick in Asian girls being bitches to creepy white guys who have an Asian fetish. So he ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, come on, y'all. Y'all are messing things up, guys. I'm trying to. Gina,
I thought that already existed, though. Wait.
That's why your husband has to crawl on the floor.
Right.
Yeah, you got the memo too. I love it. And she over there like, hey, my husband, but we'll see what happens. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, we did notice that last year I can't even take Esther to maybe threw up. There was whatever, bro. I was gonna talk about how the uptick is definitely a thing, and how these folks are literally coming out just committing random acts of violence. It's almost as if they get some sort of level up on their Twitch account just for coming out and punching Asians for no reason.
Oh my
It's really pissing me off, because we have this. I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. There seems to be this when it comes to like the Asian community. There's this preconceived notion that Asians are well off, right? That Asians are all doing well, or like, there's in terms of the racial caste system, is like white, Asian, and then everything else. And I get the sense that that's not necessarily the case. I come from St. Louis, Missouri. We have a high Asian population, but we never see where they live, because we all assume that they're in higher end neighborhoods. I assume from speaking to y'all that may not necessarily be the case. But there's a lot of folks that do believe that. So they think that they have a free pass. Now, Tracy, was that your experience growing up? Were you affluent? Did you struggle? Are you first generation? Did you see how it was to go from one generation to the next, go from one level of income to another? I mean, what was your experience?
I don't like this topic. My culture is very interesting, because I was born in the Philippines, but my father is white and my mom is Filipino, but I look Filipino. But I grew up in Mexico. I didn't move to the States till I was 18, so my situation is very different.
Okay.
But it's actually very interesting, because I remember in Mexico, there's not a lot of racism. There's classism. So you either have money or you don't have money, but race was never a thing. And then I remember moving to the States at 18 and being treated a certain way, and it was very surprising to me. My sister came to college 2 years before I did. She went to in Pennsylvania, And she actually warned me. She goes, watch your life change when you move to the States. I go, why? She goes, because you're going to be perceived a certain way because of your race. And I thought, okay. It was to my advantage because suddenly, for some reason, in Mexico, I was average. I moved to the States. I was super cute. Thank you, America. I don't know what it is. But then I asked around and they're like, oh, because people love, there's a trendy thing with Asian women. I was like, well, I'll take advantage of that and date all the cute boys. Yeah, it was interesting. But yes, I also went to school in Boston where everyone assumed that we were, that all the Asians were rich because but it's true though, the stereotypes were true. All the kids from VU were all driving BMWs, and carrying designer purses. So I didn't have that experience because I didn't live here, but I saw it moving here and people did have an expectation of me.
Esther, did you have anything like that? I mean, I don't know. I don't know you guys is like in terms of where it is that you grew up and how you, transitioned to United States. I mean, I first of all, I hate the fact that that's even an issue because a lot of us grew up here in the States, and there's this. You ever hear does everybody come up to you like, "Yo, where are you from?" And you're like, "Well, I'm from San Diego." You're like, "Where are you really from?" You know what I'm saying?
Like, where are you from?
You know what I'm saying? Like, does that happen to you, Esther? I mean, is that annoying or what's up, man?
That does happen to me, yeah. But luckily, I do know Taekwondo, so I could usually kick their asses. I'm not a black belt; I'm a brown belt. But no, I grew up in a working class area of Chicago, and when my family first bought a house there, our white neighbors, literally the first day that we moved in, they knocked on the door, and they said, "When you guys sell this house, don't sell it to black people."
Oh, snap.
Oh, we're like, we just got here.
Oh my God. So,
yeah.
So they thought you was down with the
What's this address? What is this address?
So, you know what? I do get that a lot where like racist white people just assume because I'm not black that like let's all be anti-black or something. So it's weird. It's a weird place to be Asian American in the United States because we're not, I mean, I didn't grow up rich. I didn't grow up with money. My high school was like as Mexican as your high school was, maybe Tracy. So I didn't grow up in some rich white suburb. But you do get ignorant people saying shit like that to us.
Yeah. All of it. Let me actually, I gotta tell you the story.
Please.
A very important person in my life back in the day, their mother, we would order Chinese food and we would open the fortune cookies. And she would be like, hey, can you read this? And I'm like, I'm not Chinese. And she's like, isn't it all the same? For years. And I literally had to explain the Philippines is a different country than China. Here's a map. And this woman could not get that past her head. Like she assumed Asia was one country.
Wow. So stupid.
And I'm like, please go back to school. Please.
Right.
So stupid.
Well, yeah. Well,
I had an incident like that in high school, and I had no idea that I was being racist. I had no idea. I grew up in the hood, but went to school the last 2 years of high school in a very heavy Asian. I was in Torrance, California. So very Asian, Filipino, Japanese, Korean, Hawaiian. Spam musabi is my thing. Hello. So I had a friend who is Korean and Japanese, which she's like, I don't know how this happened. But I remember one day leaving out of class and I was like, oh my God, it's so nippy out here. And someone went and told the principal that I was being racist. And I was like, what? I grew up like it's cold. Like, you nip, for me, I didn't know that I was saying anything racist. So once I was educated about it, I was like, oh my God, like I got to tell everybody, don't you say it's nippy, but my grandmother says it's nippy outside and it's because it's cold. Like it's a Southern word. So I never knew that it was like racist. And I'm like, I was like crying, y'all. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know.
Hold on, wait. What are you saying? Are you saying that nippy is a racist term?
Japanese people don't have nipples.
Yeah, exactly, Esther. They don't have nipples and they got mad at me. But I do believe that Nip calling Asian descent Nip. I was told that's a racist remark. So
Wow.
I've never said it's nippy outside ever again in my life. Never. It's just cold, freezing, or it's hot. I don't say any. I don't care.
Well, didn't you hear about the investigation? That's who killed Nipsey Hussle.
Dang it, Esther. I knew it. It was Nip. It's Nip. So it's not. So is it real? I'm asking. I know you are Filipino. Okay, I know Tracy's Filipino. Which my boyfriend in high school was Filipino and black. Hello, mama made rice with fried chicken. She made rice with macaroni and cheese. She made rice with eggs. I was like, girl, all right, come over here and eat no more rice. But it was good though. But but Esther, may I ask, what descent of Asian are you?
I'm Korean.
Okay.
So I actually grew up with a bunch of racist Koreans who were racist against even like Koreans, right? So my parents are missionaries, and they started this church that only wanted to recruit white people.
Wow.
So if you brought a Filipino to church, they'd be like, well, that's easy. Anybody can bring a Filipino to church. We want a blonde hair, blue eye sheep. And so you would get more points if you brought like a super white looking person with blue eyes, because they would be like worship and they would get promoted within the church faster than anybody who's like black, Mexican, Filipino, Korean, anything. Like they would want to worship white people.
Wow. Well, when you would bring these people to Tom Cruise, did he actually give you like any
powers,
hugs or pats on the back, or how did he issue your points? Like, was it by way of like Venmo or I don't know?
You got a sticker next to your name on the chart in the Bible house. So
don't start about the white folk.
Well, Tracy's got one in her, like on the ground somewhere behind her. How many points she can get for this dude?
That's how she got that trophy.
Hello, I see it.
That's for that award-winning acting right there. That's what that is, man. That's all that is. Yo, that's crazy. So I don't know how to feel about Gina, knowing that she went she started a school over there with heavy Asian population, and on her first day, she shouts out the N-word and gets taken to the office. I mean, there's a whole different N-word, but it is
a different N-word. But I promise you, I had no idea. Like, I've never heard of that. I grew up in Inglewood where it was Mexican. Mexicans are winning right now. I grew up in Inglewood around Mexicans. We fought every single de Mayo. We fought Black History Month, and we came together. At Selena's birthday, we all came together. So I grew up with, like that. And then I went to North Torrance High School. And like I said, I never knew. And it changed my whole, like, I am so sorry. I cried, y'all, the whole day at school. I was just apologizing to every Asian I seen. I was like, and they were like, girl, we don't even know you. I'm like, I'm sorry. They're like, who are you? So
yeah, Gina, I don't know. I'm giving
and compassion. I think that's what we need as a race of humans, is to have compassion, because then when you do learn something, you actually use it. You actually say, okay, from here on out, I'm gonna do better. Versus, I don't care what they said. I still need all the, I ain't gonna say no more, but all the whoops. So I mean, it's sad, y'all. And seeing that old man what if that was your granddaddy, your daddy, and you got that FaceTime call, and you're all the way in another country, and someone did that to you? I was crying under these glasses. Y'all couldn't see under these blue blockers, but I was sad to push that man down like that. Oh, I just want to slap white people sometimes. Lord,
I don't know, Gina. I'm still judging you, yo. I don't know if you should have been you should have known darn well that Nip is not. Even you looking at you funny right now. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up. I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't pay attention in elementary.
But it's interesting that you bring up the fact that you all did come together for Selena's birthday, because we did notice that in addition to the backlash that this officer faced for having those racist terms posted on his Facebook, that over the weekend, the Asian community came out, at least in Atlanta. They was like, yo, look, man, we studied what's happened in the civil rights movement. We saw what happened in the abolitionist movement, and we're going to lean on the backs of our black brothers and sisters who showed us how to peacefully, hallelujah, that goes for you. January 6th, folks. March, protest to bring our signs out, say what it is that we need to say, and get our message across, and put the pressure on those who don't know that these trifling folks exist, and make sure that there is a counter protest and a counter movement to that uptick in crime that we're seeing against Asian Americans. Now, what's up, Esther?
I mean, I think like we should be racist based on like the foods that we like to eat. If you eat Chinese food, you can't be racist to Chinese people. And Chinese food is delicious. Korean food is delicious. So let's be racist to Chileans.
Come on, I like Esther. Esther, be racist to salads. Can we be racist to this Caesar salad that you brought to my table, please?
You can't talk about Asians with a chopsticks mouth full of pad thai.
Right.
Go ahead and get this straight. You know what I'm saying? And that includes ramen noodles, even if they come in the package.
Come on,
because that's a
that was racist, Vince. Thanks.
Do you preserve any of your Filipino cook recipes and provide them for your man, Tracy? Is that a thing in the Wu household? Is there a delicate?
Absolutely. It's actually funny. I'm sure he would bring it up here, but it's too heavy. I have a jar. This is how stereotypical I am. I have a jar about this big and this wide of white rice in my kitchen counter.
Oh my God! See,
because I'm obsessed. But yeah, I cook a lot of Filipino food. I also cook a lot of Mexican food.
With rice on the side, burritos and rice. I know you. I know you, Tracy. I know Tracy.
She's Mexipino.
I am very confused. I'm just very culturally confused and love everyone and everything.
As you
Hey,
should,
that's what's up. I love it. I love it, man. Well, guys, we're not going to keep you all day. We certainly appreciate y'all joining us this morning and giving us your experience. Hopefully, you'll join us again someday, hopefully on a lighter note. But we just wanted to make sure, since we couldn't speak directly to the impact, and we know that there's folks out there marching and they're making sure that their voices are heard, and some of us are standing alongside the Asian community to make sure that they don't feel alone in this endeavor, because this is certainly something that we as Black people have experienced since we got to this, since even before. So, I mean, even though we're having fun and making light of it, we wanted to make sure that y'all know that despite what's going on, we got your back. Hold on, peanut brittle.
Peanut brittle down.
Juliet Bravo down.
Before we let y'all go, can y'all let us know, like Tracy, real quick, where can we find you? Got anything coming up? Is there anything we can follow you on real quick? And then Esther?
You follow me on social media at Tracy Wu, TracyWiu on Instagram and Twitter. I have a TV show episode coming out that I can't really talk about, but May 17th on USA Network.
Yay!
Final season of that TV show. You should watch it. I just can't say it. You're technically not allowed. But the season premiere is April 7th, if that gives you a hint. Someday I'll be back on the stand-up stage because Vince won't let me quit. So thank you, Vince. And I appreciate all of you. Stop Asian hate and stop all the stupid hate of everything.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Tracy. Don't go too far. And we look forward to seeing you on the stage again. Esther, where can we find you, Mama? What's popping? What's coming up in your world, Miss Esther Q?
Well, people can catch you and me on April 15th at the Miami Improv. So come on out to that show. And I also have a weekly outdoor comedy show in Miami at Smart Bites every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Thank you so much, guys.
All righty. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us. We sincerely appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Esther Koo and the lovely Tracy Wu. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Hopefully, this won't be your last time joining us on the show, because we certainly had a phenomenal time, especially with Esther out here with the brown belt, the black belt. Gina, she was wilding, right?
Esther, wow. Okay, Esther is wild.
But Tracy has a jar of rice.
But Tracy is the house that I want to go to, sit Indian style, you know what I'm saying, and eat, you know what I'm saying, and eat good and laugh, you know. But Esther, I'm trying to see where Esther going out. I'm trying to catch Corona with Esther. I'm trying to see where she going for the weekend, because Esther gonna be down there in Miami at spring break.
Yeah.
With all the police officers.
I ain't gonna lie. I think if you look close enough, you might see Esther standing on a car twerking on one of these videos, but I'm not sure. That's her right there. That's her. She on the ground.
That's her right there. Yeah, walking.
Yeah, that was her. Yeah, well, it was her. Well, hopefully she's okay.
But stop Asian hate, people. We're not only going to stop Asian hate. How about what we need to do is stop domestic white people terrorism. That's what we really need to stop. Okay, because y'all gonna hate who you want to hate. But how about we stop domestic terrorism? Okay,
Hallelujah.
y'all done went out there and y'all done found Saddam, even though y'all hit him. Y'all was the one that hit him, but y'all went down there and woke him up out of his dialysis because y'all all know he was on dialysis. So we were providing dialysis for this man. But whatever. I need y'all to go over there and fight some folks. Stop fighting our own people. If you're American, you're American. Whether you're Asian American, Black American, Mexican American, you are American. This is our country. Okay, ours.
You. Yes.
So calm down.
Please. And stop trying to act like you own a country that existed before you got here. I mean, just because you just now found a big piece of land, you want to stake your flag down as if you are the one that purchased it. That's not the way it works. I mean, who do you think you are? Are you really going to try to come and tell me that just because you got mad at the little country that you was in, pilgrims, and decide you want to exercise your religious freedom over here, going to slice a little turkey with us, and now you want to say, hey, here, take this blanket full of smallpox because we trying to create genocide to make sure own. You think we didn't notice that? Chris Columbus, how you came over here with guns and the Bible, trying to convince everybody if you come with me or you die? I mean, come on. Who do you think you are?
And it was a musket. It wasn't even an Uzi. Came over here with a dang on musket. That's when we knew. We should have been known that this wasn't y'all country because you tried to fight us with the oldest gun. That was the gun they had back then. But I'm saying though, you should have been trying to spray us with this doggone musket.
I mean, y'all had beats with and got one of them little Uzi Vision verts, and you know what I'm saying. But instead, y'all out here trying to kill folks with something that you got to load up with a stick. I mean, come on, what the hell is wrong with you people? I just cannot with y'all. I mean, some of y'all
You are
really
so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
Don't be having Asian folks out here talking on. Hey, y'all
hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband.
That's ridiculous.
We need not to have these problems in NT community. And the sooner we recognize that, the sooner we'll be a better people as a whole. And that is what I have to say about that.
Facts, Vince. Big facts, Vince.
That was
I like how you swirled that in. But although I mean, you be tying stuff together. You know what I'm saying? You be doing your little work. But I gotta represent something real quick before we go. And I know we get ready to go. I know it, but hold on, y'all. Look at this, Vince. Before we go on a lighter note to stop the hate, let me show y'all what they did. Y'all, come on, Tanzania, the first female president. Come on, Tanzania.
I'm very happy that over there and the elected president is. Hello, everybody. Today we celebrate our first female president of the Tanzania, and she come today with the cloak over her head, and she come with a bowl of rice and her laundry on her forehead. Now let me stop. We just talked about not being racist.
She got them shades on though. You see, she got them shades on, and she ain't playing no games.
Yeah, she ready. She got the memo. You know what I'm saying? She knew she was going to be on the show this morning. You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal, Gina. Let me throw that up right quick, man. Let
me throw that up there for you. It is such a big deal.
That is such a big deal. And I'm going to say something that might be controversial, but it shouldn't be.
Okay.
Every country should be run by a black woman. I'm just going to say every city, every town, every household, in my opinion, you give the keys to the black woman, you cannot go wrong. When's the last time a black woman was in a real scandal? Other than the lady who, unfortunately, over the weekend, they got resigned because she was over Teen Vogue or whatever, which was for something that she had posted when she was 17. When do black women really get in scandals? Look at your black women. I mean,
that's because this happens. This is why we can't get. This is why we can't, because then after the good news of us getting a doggone woman president, then you got to go over here and look at Sweetie and Quavo, Jose Cuervo or Quavo. This is why we can't get past this right here. Because every time we get this right here, then here come this right here. So you know what? I don't even know what to say no more. I don't even know what to do with the country no more. Throw the whole America away. That's really what we need to do. We need to go to Mars. That's what we need to do, y'all. Let's pack our bags, pack our Cadillacs up. All right? Let Tracy bring the rice. You know what I'm saying? Let Esther come through. You know what I'm saying? Esther came through and performed. You know what I'm saying? Let them know she got that brown belt. I say we take all of that and hit Mars. That's what I say. But
Yeah, man. Well, speaking of going places, man, now that we have the first female president of Tanzania, you like that. I did want to lead today. We normally do our little morning roast, you know what I'm saying? Where we, who do you think you are and all of that stuff. But today I wanted to big up none other than your boy, Stevie Wonder, a.k.a. now known as Stevie Hotep, because he is moving, packing up his bags, and headed over to, you guessed it, Ghana, Africa.
I want to see this nation smile again. Oh. And I want to see it before I leave to travel to move to Ghana. Because I'm going to do that.
You're going to move permanently to Ghana?
I am.
You are? Why?
Because I don't want to see my children's children have to say, oh, please like me, please respect me, please know that I'm important, please value me. What kind of is that?
Wow, first of all, he ain't gonna see nothing, but it's
exactly. I was wondering why he keeps using the term "see."
And Oprah didn't even say nothing. Oprah just talking about something. Well, what do you see, Stevie? What do you really see? Girl, you know that man can't see nothing. Nothing's going on down there to Ghana, but I think it's a good reason. Why he's leaving, though.
Well, first of all, it's been rumors that Stevie can see in real life, but just playing it off. But I don't know if I believe all of that. But I mean, yeah, the man said he don't want to see his kids be a certain way, but he says he sees us. Well, I mean, he does talk about it.
See, because when he go to Ghana, he gonna take them glasses off. He gonna be looking like, ooh, look at all the beautiful African women. I know, Stevie. Come on, Stevie. You ain't playing us.
I mean, he says he can see certain things.
You see, the great thing about being blind for me is that I don't see color, but I do see the spirit. And if your spirit's not right, I can just feel it.
Yeah, Stevie, you see Spirit Airlines, and that's probably what you're going to end up taking over there to. And I mean, we know obviously figuratively he's speaking about what he sees.
Yeah, we're joking, guys. We're comedians.
Right.
Yeah, if you tune in to Melanin Espresso, we're two comedians.
Yeah, calm down. If you in the comments talking about he's blind, look, whatever it is, what it is. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, it is a big deal for Stevie to make this trip, and I'm gonna tell you why as we close up, Gina. Because frankly, Black people, we need to start recognizing that Chick-fil-A and Publix aren't the only stores out there. There are other stores, all right? And that includes, that's the same way I think about the United States. Now, don't get me wrong. Things are great here for a lot of things, but we don't have to be here. There are so many other places that will welcome us, that have just as much freedom, just as many things that we can enjoy on their continents and countries. I mean, take for instance, let's look at our Canadian brothers and sisters. All right, they don't have. I mean, I don't know for a fact
they're not even letting us in there.
But they at least don't have the level of systemic racism as a result of the original sin of the United States, which was to harbor slavery in the way that it was. It's my opinion that a lot of Native Americans that were that got sent off from here after the Trail of Tears went north, and you can find a lot of them in North Canada. But also there's South America. There's even, believe it or not, Japan. As a dude who's been to China, I wouldn't recommend it. And now, if you're talking about freedom of speech, go to China and try to say something about Xi Jinping. That will mess you up. You can't even wear a Winnie the Pooh shirt in China. You want to talk about freedom of speech, they will lock you up. They will disappear you. Hey, whatever. You seen Gina? I ain't seen Gina in a few days. Just be gone. Never know what happened to you. And government won't even look for you. So I just want it to be known that Stevie, I think here is being a leader by saying, look, man, I'm out. I don't want to even have to. Why am I sitting here complaining about being in this restaurant when I can go to another restaurant? Stevie, good on you for following up with Marcus Garvey's dream of going back to Africa. His original conquest was to secure boats and liners to bring mass numbers of Black people back to the continent of Africa, because we thought that, hey, listen, man, at least over there we'll be in the majority. At least over there we can have at least the solidarity of knowing when I go outside that I'm going to blend in, and I don't have to necessarily equate my success with me moving into an area where I will stand out. So I just want it to be known that Stevie, I see you, even though you can't see
you
me.
know you can't see me.
And I, for one, my boy, am very, 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 very proud that you have made this decision. And I truly hope that it becomes contagious, because I frankly am a little disappointed in the Beyoncés, the Jay-Z's, those who have billions upon millions of dollars, who haven't followed Akon's lead of creating an infrastructure in the continent of Africa that we all came from, so that we can have another option when it comes to the United States, instead of us sitting here fighting to get love out of a place that was never designed for us to be in the first place.
Yeah, and I get it, you know, and Jay-Z and Beyonce, I don't think that Beyonce would be the queen over there in Africa. I'm just saying. And that could be a reason why she's like, nah, I ain't going over there. I'm the queen over here in Houston. Hot sauce in my bag, swag. But I do want to say, before we leave on Stevie Wonder, I do want to give you guys a fun fact, and you probably knew, and I just learned, but the Happy Birthday song, it's not for your birthday. The Happy Birthday song is a song about Martin Luther King. That song was written for Martin Luther King's birthday. So while y'all over here talk about what version we're going to sing, we're going to sing the regular version or we're going to sing the black version, just know that version wasn't made for, you per se. It was made for Martin. But you can still sing it, y'all. Just know that I learned something, because my mama was like, girl, you ain't hear him say Martin Luther King. I said, oh, I did. But I just never knew. I thought he was just saying Martin Luther King. I don't know the words to Happy Birthday. And if you know the words, I don't need you over here trying to judge me, because all I knew was Happy Birthday to you. Happy birthday. That's me, okay? I didn't know. That's what I knew. Like, I didn't know that he was actually saying something to heal the world. So for all those that are slow like me, just know that song was not written for you to twerk and sing to your mama and ask her how many years old is she after that. No, that song was for Martin Luther King. It's for us as a people. So let me see anybody non-black now, from now on out, singing the Stevie Wonder version of Happy Birthday. We're going to have a problem. Just know that right now. So that's all I wanted to say. And it looked like the way you reacting, Vince, is that you knew already.
He said Martin Luther King in the song.
Vince, I didn't know. Vince, all I heard, NNN. I don't know what he was saying.
He said Martin Luther King. He doesn't say NNN. He says the Martin Luther King Happy Birthday. If you YouTube the Stevie Wonder song, it comes up Martin Luther King's. You know what, Miss Stinson, we're going to have a talk.
She just told me. She just told me.
Your daughter, Miss Simpson, has been, unfortunately, shall I say, undereducated, neglected in terms
I've been neglected,
Stevie Wonder history. And we're going to have to work on that in the days to come. But I'm glad that I'm glad that you're now enlightened.
Come on, Vince. You only know Martin Luther King. That's all you know.
That's all you know. Blackness down. Gina,
whatever. I'm gonna be quiet for the rest of the show. I love y'all, but
just
know I know now though.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. And the funny thing about it is that you was like trying to put us on, and I'm sure people watching is like,
Look, it's white people. It's white people like, girl. Tracy and Esther are like, girl.
you didn't know that Martin Luther King. It is what it is. We all stumble, we fall, but we come on bike. Ain't that right, Gina? Hey, well, listen, y'all don't forget to check us on. Oh, anything coming up, Gina?
I don't know. I didn't know you was gonna ask me that.
I didn't either, honestly.
I'm like, oh.
I'll tell you what, don't even worry about it. We got something coming up. We'll tell you next week. What we do is the fact that we can be found on Spotify. Make sure y'all go to Spotify and YouTubes as well. Type in the YouTubes, and you can type in Melanin Espressos, and you'll see all of the Melanin Espressos shows. And they don't be like they do. Yes, the YouTubes. Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so check us out over there, and you can see everything, and you can listen to everything. But of course, this whole time I have been The real Vince Taylor.
And this is your girl who is newly educated, Gina G.
And this has been Melanin
And this is Melanin Espresso. Oh, Gina wasn't ready.
Good morning.
Good morning. Like, comment. Please comment. We putting up comments. I got a tattoo on the shoulder too, but I don't want to go through the process of zipping it down. Ching ching, Apple TV. Yes. Ching ching, Roku TV. Ching ching, Amazon Fire.